Alright, so I have all of my selections down, continuing from where we left off in the last video. And with that selection, and some of it I had to do a little bit of manual. The loop select didn't all the way work, but just kept that bottom trim. I'm going to press the Q key, and we're going to call this table wood lighter. You can enter that in, or something similar. Click OK, and now you can see we've got a, just press the question mark key to deselect. We've got our inner trim, which we're going to put sort of a nice light wood on. The outer trim will be a little bit different. The other thing I want to do, got a couple more things to do here, and let's press S to save, is up here, the bumper. I want to give that a little bit of a different surface. Not too much, but we're going to do that the same way. Just press the tab key, and I can select a couple of these. Select loop, shift, bracket, expands my selection, and you can see that that goes all the way down, which is fine. It goes back into the sides a little bit down there, so hold the control key and just select these. You only want that outer bumper, okay, because the bottom we're going to have as wood. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I should have waited, of course, because I have to do this side, but we'll do select loop again, and let's just take this guy like that. Just deselect in here. We don't need those. We're going to keep those that nice dark wood color. I think I got it. Let's take a look real close. Get in nice and close. There we go. And yeah, that one's okay. But I need to expand the selection. You know, let me do this one more time. Let's go select loop. Select loop. Shift, bracket, expand the selection. Now we've got it all the way across. And then we'll come around with our, holding our control key, just run the mouse, deselect, because we're going to keep this bottom area, this nice wood color, which will apply in layout. And then up here, this is going to be a little bit darker. This will be a nice little padded bumper. Now we're building this way, even though we might not actually see those areas in our animation. But the thing is, if you build it right from the start, what's kind of nice is that if you ever need it in another animation, or you want to change the camera, you have that flexibility. Sometimes your projects at hand, you know, don't allow for making a full complete object. And if you weren't even seeing this side, it almost might be a waste of your time, simply because it's not going to be needed in the render. Your client's not paying for you to build it, so why do it? Don't get caught up sometimes in making things 100%. Just do what you have to in order to get the job done, because that's more important sometimes. But in this case, we're doing it because we want to render across it. So I'm going to press the Q key, and we'll call this black padded bumpers, something like that. Pull up our color menu, bring us down just to a black color. Click OK, deselect, S to save, and we'll hit the tab key. And now we've got that top half, a nice padded bumper, and wraps around the side. Okay, and we'll put a different shine on there and everything else, but then we've got the wood that comes up to it, the padding that sits in there. And you can, of course, go in and tweak this as you like. You can slice a little bit under here, make another trim, but for right now, this is going to suit our purposes just fine. So S to save. Now, this is subdivided with the tab key, and it's a Catmull-Clark subdivision. Okay. These insets are not. Okay. Now, I need to take these points here and just kind of join these together a little bit. And a simple way to do this is just to take this, hit the right bracket key, select connected, click once there, right bracket key, select connected. Take a look at this in a top view, like that. I press 0. I move my mouse into those views and press 0. And what you can do, a really cheap, easy way to do this, press the H key for scale. Make sure my mode is set to mouse for Action Center. And just scale it up a little bit. Very, very subtle, but just enough to cross over. And if I did it right, and we'll turn off the tool by spacebar, question mark to deselect so we don't make an error. If I did this right, I didn't change my Nope. See, didn't change that at all right there. And the result, of course, is by just scaling those up, our seam is gone. Okay. Again, so this is subdivided. This is not. Command X to cut. Layer 1, Command or Control V to paste. We'll do the same with the legs. Command or Control X, Command or Control V. Make sure they came in, which they did. S to save. And my friends, there is our finished CrapsTable. Now, we have to consider our placement of our labeling system, our map, which is, can't have a game without it. As I mentioned earlier, we can stencil it in, or we can try an image map. Now, with a stencil, with something quite large like that, there's a good chance it won't work, just because there's so much data. All right, but we're going to try one anyway, so let's move on to the next video, and I'll show you how to do that.